Welcome to Wick's How to Replace a Radiator. Before we get started, let's run through the tools and materials you will need for this project.
Tools: cordless screwdriver, adjustable spanner, radiator valve tail key, radiator bleed key, dust sheet, cloth or rags, tape measure, pencil, spirit level, knee pads. Materials: radiator, PTFE tape, corrosion inhibitor.
Replacing your radiator helps you maximise your heating's output and efficiency. The process I am going to follow shows you how to replace a radiator when your heating system is supplied by a header tank, often located in the loft.
Fully close the lock shield valve, keeping note of exactly how many turns it takes. Shut the thermostatic or hand wheel valve.
Release the water pressure in your radiator by opening the bleed screw. Have a bowl ready to capture any water.
Place a container under the radiator and valve. Slowly and carefully undo the lock shield valve connector nut and drain off the water.
Undo the connector nut from the other valve so you can lift the radiator off the wall brackets. Then carefully tip out the water.
Remember, radiators are heavy, so you might need an extra pair of hands lifting them on or off the brackets.
With the radiator off the wall, you may like to take this opportunity to do any decorating that you might have planned.
Remove and clean off old PTFE for radiator valve tails using a tail key and apply new PTFE ready for fitment to a new radiator. If you are replacing radiators in each room, I recommend replacing with thermostatic valves. These will allow you to pre-select the temperature separately in each room.
Now it's important to get the tape wrapped around the valve in the right direction. So if you're holding the valve in your left hand, make sure the tape is rotating round in a clockwise direction.
You can then remove the wall brackets. Position the new radiator as far from the wall as the valve outlets are above the floor. Mark lines on the wall opposite the radiator brackets in order to position the replacement radiator. Position the first bracket against the vertical line so the mark you have made at the bottom notch aligns. Position the radiator. Adjust the match of the valve connections by removing the radiator, loosening the bracket screws and sliding the brackets if necessary. Mark one of the round fixing holes in each bracket when it is correctly positioned. Drill and plug pilot holes, then replace and fix both brackets. Before hanging the radiator back on the wall, you will need to replace the tail key and bleed valves. If you are using a pressurized heating system, it may experience a drop in pressure tripping out the boiler. If this is the case, you will need to add additional water via the filling loop to maintain pressure. Hang the radiator on the brackets and tighten the connectors onto the valves. Brace each valve with a wrench as you tighten the nut fully. It is important to make sure the header tank is topped up with corrosion inhibitor. Open both valves by the number of turns it took to close them off. bleed the radiator using a radiator bleed key. Once the job is complete, always check for leaks and ensure your heating is switched on.
Remember, radiators are heavy, so you may need an extra pair of hands lifting them off and on the brackets. For more information on replacing your radiator, you can refer to the DIY guides on wix.co.uk under the Help and Advice section. Good luck with your project.